Hey guys, it's Logan, and welcome to my mock draft 2.0. This video will be unedited. If you don't like that, you can click off. So yeah, just getting right into it. Jaguars your first pick. Sorry, I have the hiccups. Um, I haven't seen anyone mock draft anyone else but Trevor Lawrence. He's a surefire quarterback, really good. So no doubt, Jags are picking Trevor Lawrence. Then Jets, I think they take quarterback as well, and Zach Wilson. I think they get rid of Sam Darnold. He hasn't really panned out. New coaching coming in, and yeah, with Robert Saleh. So I think get revamp. Also get Zach Wilson. And yeah, moving on. Dolphins, I think they take Jamar Chase. They really need a wide receiver number one. And he is. Yeah, there's three really good wide receivers. You have Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, and Devontae Smith. I think they take Jamar Chase. But I think it's either him or Smith. They might sleep on Waddle a little bit. So yeah, they just need a number one wide receiver. I think he could be that for them. And then the Falcons, I think they should also take a quarterback. Yeah, you have Matt Ryan, but he's getting older and degressing. Oh, hiccups are annoying. So I think get a quarterback for the future, coach him up a bit, um, make it or let him sit behind Matt Ryan, learn the system, all this stuff. So it's Yo, do you like Justin Fields better? Who maybe a more right now quarterback, or Trey Lance, who can be a better quarterback when he's coached up? I think they do go Trey Lance because you can coach him up, um, and he has all the physical traits needed. He has great arm strength, pretty athletic. So Yeah, the only knock is he only played like one season, and it was against like FBS schools. So I think FBS schools. I think that's it. So that's like the only big knock on him. He hasn't had really amazing competition, but I look at it, you make the throws. Um, it doesn't matter what defense you're playing against. It might be a little harder with a better defense, but if you can still make those throws, you should be fine. So I think they take Trey Lance, and then the Bengals. A lot of people are gonna say they have to take Penei Sewell. Um, I think I did give him Penei Sewell in my last mock draft, but in this one, I'm going to give them Rashawn Slater. Um, he has every O line position flexibility, and he is more of I think he's more of a uh, better right now lineman. Sewell will be or could be better in the future, but he needs more coaching. Rashawn Slater is better technically, and he can be or he's better or more NFL ready. That's what I mean. Or yeah, and he's more NFL ready right now. So then the Eagles, they're in kind of a very bad position because they don't have any great players. They have a bunch of mediocre players that get the job done. Obviously, they didn't really get the job done because they have the number 6 pick. But so it's like I've seen Pitts mock to them. I've seen Devontae Smith mock to them. I've seen Patrick Surtain mock to them. Um, you could go quarterback and try and get Jalen Hurts out of there or have him as a backup. But like you just spent your second round pick on him. um last year, so that doesn't really make sense. So I'm gonna I'm gonna give them Devontae Smith, give him a really good wide receiver. Really, he might be a little bit undersized. He's more, or he's like 180, I think. Uh, which is a bit small, but uh, I think he still can be pretty good. Just a bit durability stuff, and then Lions, their defense was not good. So I think they take Micah Parsons, very good linebacker, obviously number one linebacker in the class. Very athletic, uh, can shoot gaps like no one else can. So he's not going to be. I don't think he can be like your number one pass rusher, um, or like your number one cover guy. But he is going to be very good. You just have to find the right spot for him. And then that brings us to the uh, Panthers. Yeah. So this pick is a bit iffy. Obviously, they are trying to go after Deshaun Watson, even though the Texans are adamantly not trying to trade him. The Deshaun Watson does not want to be a Houston Texan in the next year, and then if he ain't there, you don't really have anyone else. Um, so I think if they can't get Deshaun Watson, they should go with a quarterback. So I'm going off of right now, saying, yo, they have Teddy Bridgewater. They haven't shown much interest in Teddy Bridgewater. Up to this point, he was decent last year. Not one of the. I don't think he was in one of the best top 10 quarterbacks in the league. Um, so I give him Justin Fields. Um, again, pretty good uh, quarterback. The top four or five quarterbacks is, yeah, it's kind of, so you have like four or five really good quarterbacks in Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and you can even throw Mac Jones in there. But outside of that, you don't have much. Um, I think Justin Fields is better than Mac Jones. So give them Justin Fields. Then my Broncos. So this is between the two corners. I think Caleb Farley has a bit more athleticism, bit more size. Um, Fits the Vic Fangio defense a bit better, I think. So I will give them Caleb Farley. Yeah. And so that brings us to the Cowboys. Um, if Panay Sewell ain't on the board, then I give him Patrick Surtain. They need corner help, and he could be pretty good. Yeah, could be pretty good with uh Diggs. I forgot his first name. Yeah, they got a corner last year. Forget his name. But I think because Panay Sewell is on the board, they just have to take him. Um, he's very or very good. Just needs coaching, or yes, a bit of coaching, and then he will probably be great. Yeah, let's say great. And then that brings us to the Giants. They need receiver help. I mean, yeah, you have Sterling Shepard. He ain't great. You have Evan Ingram. He ain't great. I think Kyle Pitts is a better version of Evan Ingram. But it's deciding, do you want to get just a better version of what you already have, or do you want to have um like a pretty good guy who can separate, has decent hands, pretty good route runner. Um, so I think Kyle Pitts can be a more versatile player, just because corners can't cover him because he can outmuscle them. Linebackers can't cover him because he's faster. But I'll give him Jalen Waddle. That brings us to the 49ers. I think they take Patrick Surtain. They desperately need corner help. And I think Richard Sherman's coming up as a free agent pretty sure, or pretty soon. So I think they get their cornerback. And then the Chargers, I think, yes, they do need O line help very badly. So you could go Christian Darisaw, but eh, I'm very thirsty. Um, but I think Kyle Pitts is, sorry, is a too good of a player at this position to pass up on, and Hunter Henry is a free agent. I think this year, most likely this year, he is gonna give Justin Herbert yet another weapon. So I will give Kyle Pitts to the Chargers. And then Vikings. So you could go Christian Darisaw, has some flexibility, and guard flexibility, or you could go Elijah Vera Tucker, who has tackle flexibility. He's listed as an guard right here, which I do see him more of as a guard. Sorry. And then you could also go Davion Nixon. I've seen him go to them. Or Levi Onward, God, Onward Zurike. I probably butchered that, but you could go him or Christian Barmore. I would personally go Davion Nixon if I were them, and I'm trying to go IDL, or you could go edge and try and get one of these players. Most of these players are like super raw, um, not the best technique, but like crazy athletic. Gregor So being the main one. But I think they take Quidipe best. I think he's the best out of all of them. And then and they need edge help very bad. Like Everson Griffin is gone. Obviously they traded Yannick Ngakwe. Um so you don't have much now. Um So I think Quiddipay could be pretty good. And then Patriots, if Kyle Pitts was here, ooh, they would take him. They love their tight ends, and they don't have any good ones anymore now that Gronk is gone. They also need receiver help. Julian Edelman's getting uh up there in age for football. But you also don't, and N'Keal Harry hasn't really panned out, and you don't have anyone else great out of that other than like practice squad players. Um, so, but then you look to the other side of the ball. There have been some rumors that they'll release or trade Stephon Gilmore. So maybe you go corner with J.C. Horn. And I think they do. I think they go J.C. Horn in this position. And then Cardinals. This one is an interesting pick. I think you could either go Christian Darisaw or Elijah Vera Tucker. Um, I give him Vera Tucker just because why not? Their O line wasn't great. You have to protect Kyler Murray. Um, and then Raiders, no great edge guys that I think you would take in this position. So they need linebacker help. They don't really have anyone great. I mean, yeah, Nick Morrow emerged as a pretty good guy this season, but Nick Kwiatkowski isn't great. I don't really know what else you have outside of those two. So I think they take Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, pretty good linebacker out of Notre Dame. So then the Dolphins, this could be the spot for Christian Darisaw. You could take him, switch him to guard, and keep Andrew Thomas and Robert Hunt on or as tackles, or switch Robert Hunt to guard. Um, so I think they do take Christian Darrisaw. Yeah, you have Najee Harris, but I think running back is a more replaceable position, so you can find that elsewhere. Plus, there is some decent ones down the hill. I personally like Trey Sermon just because he's an Ohio State running back. Um, and then, oh, did Master Teague pull out? I have no clue who that guy is. Master Teague might have gone back like Chris Olave. Yeah. Um, but there's some decent ones down the board. Chuba Hubbard was pretty good last year. So, um, then that takes us to the Washington football team, who announced that they will not have a name until 2022, which is just hilarious. It takes you 2 years to come up with a semi decent name. Um, but yeah, I get you're trying to make one that's not gonna like offend anybody, and that's also represents the um Washington area. So quarterback obviously is a big need. Alex Smith again up there in age had an amazing season, or not amazing season, but amazing story. Won comeback player of the year. Um, just real inspirational stuff. And then they cut Dwayne Haskins. Kyle Allen ain't the answer. So, why not take Mac Jones? I think I gave him Mac Jones in my last mock draft, but I think they take him. And then Bears. This one is an interesting pick just because, you could go O line help, try and help Mitch Trubisky, even though I don't think Mitch Trubisky is the answer. There's no good quarterbacks you should take at this position. If the Bears take Kyle Trask or Kellen Mond here, I would hate to be a Bears fan. So that would just suck. Um, and then you could go tackle, try and help Mitch Trubisky, like I said, um, with Sam Cosmi or Tevin Jenkins or um, Jalen Mayfield. But I think they go Rashad Bateman, try and replace Allen Robinson because he's leaving in free agency. You don't have anyone else other than Darnell Mooney, who's what emerged as a decent option. Um, I don't think Cole Kmet was amazing. Um, so I think they take Rashad Bateman. I like him a lot too. So, Colts. Anthony Costanzo retired. They need tackle help. They could also go corner. I don't think they do. So it's, do you like Jalen Mayfield better or Liam Eichenberg, or Jalen Radons or Alex Leatherwood? Um, oop. So oh my god, I think they take Sam Cosmi. Good power. So plus he's highest rated. So why not? Titans, they could go edge here. They did not have any sort of pass rush whatsoever. Um, so to you like the best, all these guys are really athletic, raw guys. Concern with Gregory Rousseau is he's going to be more of a project rather than a uh, NFL ready right now guy. So he's going to need some coaching up. Uh, Similar with Jalen Mayfield, big knock on him is concussions. He's had a lot of concussions, and obviously, if you're concussed and injured, you can't play. So, and if you have enough, like obviously, you're out of the league within a year or two. Um, and then Aziz Ojulari, Aziz Ojulari. I haven't done too much research about him. I've heard good things. Um, but I think they take Rousseau. He seems like he could be the best out of the three. So why not? And then the Jets. Um, this one was me deciding between if I want to give him, if I want to give them Najee Harris, or if I want to give them Jalen Phillips. So just what you prefer. Their run game was non-existent, and so I think I'd give them Harris. Very consistent running back. Obviously, it has had um, comps to Matt Forte. I think was also a Jet. Maybe I remember him as a Bears running back, but um, I chose Najee Harris because yeah, Travis Etienne is good. He has more speed, but he's more of a home run hitter. Najee Harris is gonna be a more 3 down or 4 down back. No, 3 down back. Um, more consistent and all that. So, Steelers, I need offensive tackle help. Alejandro Villanueva is most likely going to leave. So, do you like Tevin Jenkins or do you like Jalen Mayfield? I like Jalen Mayfield better. Give him Jalen Mayfield. And then the Jags are up again. You could use tackle help again. So, I think I gave him Tevin Jenkins last time. I'm still gonna do that. Protect Trevor Lawrence. You don't want him getting injured like Joe Burrow. Um, and then the Browns are up. You could go linebacker. They do need help there. Mac Mac Wilson was decent, not great. Um, I can't think of any other linebackers. Yeah, which just shows no notable guys. So I think they go Zaven Collins, very good linebacker, very speedy, um, out of Tulsa, and then Ravens. Yeah, this is kind of a weird one because I don't think it's a place for Terrace Marshall. You could go edge, but I think they go safety. I've heard some pretty good things out of both of these guys, but I think they go Trayvon Merrig. Um, I think Morig sounds cooler, but I'm pretty sure it's Merrig. And then whoop, that's a problem. The Saints. They need edge help. Trey Hendrickson is leaving. They also need corner help. You don't have many guys out of CJ or Chauncey Gardner Johnson or out of Marshawn Lattimore. Um, but you look at the corners. You have Greg Newsome. He was pretty good this year. Not great. You have Aaron Robinson. He's more of a slot guy. Eric Stokes was decent. Asante Samuel was decent. Um, damn, Sean Wade has dropped that much. I mean, Sean Wade is not a boundary guy. Ohio State stuck him at the boundary because they didn't have anyone else. He proved he is not a boundary guy. He's a slot guy. Um, so, uh, thirsty. Um, so I think they do take edge, and it's who you like better. I think they go Jalen Phillips. Why not? Um, Packers are up. They really need corner help. Kevin King got burned multiple times. Chandon Sullivan ain't great. Jair Alexander's really good, but you don't really have anyone else outside of that. But you also desperately need Wide receiver help. So you could go Terrace Marshall. I personally like Kadarius Toney better. Still, the Packers never take wide receivers in the first round. So let's go give them Greg Newsome. I think he earned it after the year he had at Northwestern. Pretty good. And so why not? They desperately need corner help. And that brings us to the Buffalo Bills. They need linebacker help. Matt Milano's leaving. You do have Tremaine Edmonds, but you don't really have anyone outside of that. So let's give them Nick Bolton. Yeah, that's what I gave them. I have a whiteboard here of all the dudes that I'm giving. And then Chiefs, they desperately need line help. Obviously, in the Super Bowl, they could not get anybody. Or their O line was completely destroyed by the Bucks pass rush. Patrick Mahomes was under duress the entire time. But I think you also need wide receiver help. I think Sammy Watkins is leaving that, or he's just not. Um, he's getting older and he's not as great. Uh, yeah, I mean Mikkel. Yeah. I would. He's Nicole Hardman. Yeah, sure. He's not. He's more of a return guy, as I see it. Not really your best wide receiver. Demarcus Robinson's a decent fourth option. Again, not your best Receiver. Um, so outside of Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey, you don't have anyone great. So I think they give him a really elusive guy in Kadarius Toney. Um, Great route runner, not the best hands, but I think that can be coached up. And so give him to the Chiefs. And then that brings us to the Bucks. Shaq Barrett's leaving in free agency. You need to fill that spot. I've heard JJ Watt could go there. But I think if he doesn't, they still need edge help. So they get Aziz Ojolari. And that concludes my mock draft 2.0. I'm pretty happy with it. I think all of these are decently likely. Maybe not Jalen Phillips to the Saints. Um, but yeah. So, that is all I have for you guys. Thank you all so very much. Um, Please like and subscribe if you've made it this far. And comment below what you think I should do for the next off-season videos. And what you think of this mock draft. Any changes I should make to it. Anything you don't agree with. Anything you do agree with. I think some people are going to argue Trey Lance and Justin Fields should be swapped. But, so, yeah, as always, thank y'all so very much. Peace.